How's it going, guys? I have had quite the weekend, if you don't mind me talking about it for like 35 or 40 seconds, possibly leaking into the rest of the match. I'm wasting it telling you about what happened, but Friday, I went to see Muse, and it was the best fucking concert I've ever been to in my entire life. It actually surpassed Vegas. We were like 10 feet away from him at one point. I got Matt's pick. Heather got to touch his hand, and I'm just like, holy shit, what a fucking concert. So, fast forward one day to Saturday. We have that standard tournament that I go to every month. Ended up winning that for a third time, and that was sick. I have a good match from that I'm going to upload on Wednesday, and then fast forward one more day to Sunday. I went to the TCG pre-release for the next set, Plasma Storm, which comes out on, I think tomorrow or the day after. So the 5th or the 6th. I was sure it was the 5th, but if it's the 6th, I kind of understand on that one. But I got a lot of codes for that just from the pre-release tournament thing going on, and yeah, expect some kind of pack opening in the coming weeks / some more TCGO, as I do get to make some more videos and stuff like that. But that was my weekend. It's been a killer weekend, but we gotta jump back into this game because otherwise you guys are gonna lose track of what's happening. But it's an NU match against Mulvone19. You might have already seen this on this channel, but just for a recap, I U-turn on Piloswine because I know it's not really Piloswine, fucking whatever. I U-turn because I know a superpower is not gonna take it out. Decide to go into War Turtle to threaten it out with a Scald or, you know, blow away his rocks, whatever the fuck you wanted to do. And I Toxic the Meganium switch in because that was really obvious. And I think just to catch up for this last turn, I came into Haunter predicting the Toxic because Toxic on a War Turtle is a nice thing. Or the Giga Drain on the War Turtle. That would have been a another option that I went in for. And now we're all cut up, but I ended up getting leech seeded, so I'm just going to go out into my Cacturn as he maybe might go for an aromatherapy. I'm kind of confused as to why he went for the Giga Drain and it was resisted and he's got Toxic going on. It wouldn't have done that much at all, but I guess recovery's recovery because it would have been getting leech seed and stuff at the end of the turn. So I'm going to go ahead and scout for either the Toxic or the aromatherapy on this next turn because Toxic is not really benefiting him to stay in. It's not having any benefits for him to stay in with this much toxic damage racking up. So if he's gonna go for the aromatherapy, he can do it now. If he's gonna switch, he can do it now. I would prefer not a switch, but it turns out I end up nailing the Toxic right on the money as he goes for it. And as you can see, this is all just from passive damage. I haven't actually hit him once, so I'm gonna end up going for a sub right here. And he brings in a Miltank. Now, I'm not scared of Miltank, especially behind a sub, if it happens to be a Scrappy variant, but I see Thick Fat way more than I see Scrappy. That's not to say that I don't see it, but I might as well test the waters coming behind a sub, because the wise man once said, don't waste the free sub. So, I go for a Hidden Power right there, thinking it's going to be fighting, but it's not. It's actually ground. Probably would have benefited me more for me to go for, you know, 2 Sludge Bombs, just on the off chance that it would have been okay. Could have gotten poison, and it would have pushed me over to KO range with 2 of them, because as you're going to see, Sludge Bomb does, like, almost the rest of the damage, like, all of it. 2 Sludge Bombs would have taken him out, so I think he expected a switch right there. Like I said, I'm really not scared of Miltank, especially if he did want to end up, you know, just going for a body slam and revealing that he is Scrappy. But it turns out he's not. I'm going to go for an HP ground again to try to finish it off, as opposed to a Sludge Bomb, because the Piloswine would resist the Sludge Bomb. So kind of a little beneficial play there, I guess, but he's going to go for an Ice Shard to break my sub, as I believe I get to go for a Shadow Ball right now. If he wanted to just juggle around with damage and stuff like that, that would have gotten a little annoying, you know, between Piloswine and Miltank, whatever. But I go for a Shadow Ball, almost takes it out. Not really much I could have done about that, besides maybe predicting the Piloswine to come in after the Miltank and then going for Shadow Ball. That one would have been a little riskier, so I figured I'd just try to break some middle ground on that one. But Haunter is on his last leg, but he's not dead yet. So I'm just going to go into my War Turtle right now, and it turns out he's not getting rocks set up with this thing, and I just get to go for a Scald to take it out. So he just went for Icicle Crash, Ice Shard. That's all I saw, I think. So enter Samurai. I'm like, okay, this thing is not going to be that much of a problem. Then I see sub. That is problem numero uno. As I go for a Scald, obviously not going to break it because I am not my final form yet. I'm not even a Blastoise. I'm in lower tiers, that kind of shit. And then I think he reveals Encore on this next turn as I end up switching out into my Braviary. I'm mainly going in here just to go for the U-turn to attempt to break the sub, because I got a little bit of skull damage off, so I'm hoping to do that. But he is not a greenhorn or anything like that. He's going to go for another sub as I decide to go for a U-turn, you know, just to keep his sub up. And I'm just like, well, shit. I figured I would try it, because some people don't like to play like that, but he does. It kind of works out. So the next best thing I can do is I can go into my special defensive Ampharos. This is that charge beam set that I've been wanting to use for a while. I've only really used it successfully like once or twice. It pulls its weight, but not in the way that you expect it to in this game. So he's going to go for a Hydro Pump from behind a sub. Does a lot. It does a lot more than I was expecting. But I get to get a charge beam off. It's going to do at least 25% being stab and super effective and all that crap. I don't even have to worry about it. I didn't even get the boost, which is fine because he's going to end up being behind a sub more often than not in a lot of these situations anyway. So I think he ends up switching out for now. We will definitely see that Samurai later. It's a bit of a problem. But having the spec attack boost as I go for another charge beam on the sock definitely would have been nice. So I'm gonna go for it. It's not gonna do as much as it would have at +1 for fairly obvious reasons. I finally get my +1 right now, but I do not want to stay in on a sock. You know, it having the earthquake and whatnot. Now I know that Mold Breaker is in effect, but I need switch fodder just in case he decides to go for the earthquake, or if he wants to go for the close combat. Predicting my Braviary, that's fine. I figured I would go into Haunter because it's the weakest thing I have. I did not want to waste War Turtle because I knew I was going to need War Turtle for it later on, because the choice variants just like to come in, take out something, and then just get the hell out of town. So I switched this thing in, threatening, you know, potentially threatening the fact that I am Jolly Scarf. But I'm just going to end up going for a Brave Bird because I know I actually am Jolly Scarf. And he just sends in the Milk Tank to die. That's cool too. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Worry about that, you know, milk drinking shenanigans. And then he switches this thing in immediately after. So it's like, okay, maybe he doesn't know I'm Jolly Scarf, or he's willing to risk this. I am not willing to risk that if he were to happen to be Jolly Scarf too. But he's going to go for a close combat. That's fine if he decides to go for it on my Regirock. It does a lot, but it is super effective. 120 base power move coming off of the sock, so, you know, kind of whatever. But I'm going to go into this thing. This is Alt Rock, my favorite kind of rock. And it's not going to do anything. It's just going to take two close combats and die. Maybe I'll use you later, Alt Rock. But for now, we're not. No. This thing where you take 2 close combats from a sock is not working out. Sock against rock. No. So, get to go into my Braviary once again. I'm thinking that he's scared of it now. We keep kind of scaring each other and doing this whole bluffing thing. But it turns out that he just switches into Meganium, so I didn't even get to find out whether or not he is Jolly Scarf until like way later in the game. But I get to go for a Brave Bird right here on the Meganium, and spoilers, this thing just friggin' dies flat out, one shot, good to go. Kadabra's gonna come in. The way he brings it in like this is definitely telling me that he's a Focus Sash variant, because he's counting on me to take recoil damage, so he can knock me out with a Psychic. I will not stand for that, sir. I'm going to go into my Ampharos to take a Psychic. I think I'll be able to take it reasonably well, probably around like, kind of want to say like 25-30%, something like that. It's not even that bad at all. I know I can take one more and at least break the sash so I can take it out with Braviary at a later opportunity. But the reason I wanted that extra Charge Beam +1 from earlier is because a +1 Charge Beam damage from earlier and then the Charge Beam damage from now would have just racked up a little bit nicer. I'm sure it wouldn't have been able to take him out, but I wouldn't. It just would have kept taking damage upon switching in. You know what I'm saying? So definitely would have been a little bit better. But now I need to find something to take an Earthquake or a close combat. Shit. And it turns out I couldn't remember what his last one was besides this and Kadabra. And I was like, I'm going to sack something. And it turns out I really would have liked Cacturn for Samurott, but he told me after the game that his last move on Samurott was Ice Beam, which I never actually ended up seeing it. And because I'm pretty sure Samurott is naturally faster than Cacturn, it wasn't really much of a benefit. So we got some blatant MVPs on my team, and then we just got some shit that just dies. So maybe we'll give him some chances later. I don't know. But the Scald Burn on the Samurott is a crucial bit of hacks, but then again, that's why you run Scald on Water Pokes to get the burn. So I don't feel that bad that I got it on the first run, especially because it's going to help me out here. It's going to get a little bit of chip damage on him as he decides to get off a Hydro Pump. You got the lefties and the burn, which means like 1/16 he's taken every turn. Now, if you're going to argue that maybe the burn wasn't the most important thing, this is fine. I will take your burn and I will raise you a Hydro Pump miss as I go for a rest. Now, I needed this thing at full HP to take on Kadabra, because I know I can take 2 Psychics, wake up, and then just go for a Charge Beam and kind of go from there. So I figured, what the hell, I'll go for it. I don't know what else I'm going to do, but I could have gone into Braviary after this point, cleaned it out with a Brave Bird, and then just gone, because he doesn't have rocks up, I could have just kept repeating the whole Brave Bird thing and sacking various things, but that's how I would have played that out if Hydro Pump did happen to hit. But it didn't, and he decides to encore my rest. That's fine, because I'm honestly just staying in here until I wake up, and then I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. So, he decides to go for another Hydro Pump right here. Ends up missing again. This is not vital. He's not in Torrent range yet. You can't really say, oh, it would have hurt that bad. It would have done like 35-40%, about as much as it was doing last time. I think he might be in Torrent now, though, but he decides to switch out. As I wake up, I believe, but because I'm encored into rest, thank God I don't end up, you know, just going for another rest because my HP is full. So I guess the Hydro Pump miss did matter in that aspect, because otherwise if I had even 1 damage, I would have rested it off and I would have been asleep for a couple more turns. But I decided to go into my War Turtle right now. He ends up going for an Earthquake, which is nice. It's not even stab, it's not even good. It only does like 80 damage. That is nice. That is nice. So he goes into Samurott. I believe I end up going for a Scald just to get some more damage off. And then I have some options here. I could go for another Scald to ensure that he dies at the end of the turn, owing to burn, or I can try to go for some double protects, those kinds of shenanigans. I don't know how well it's going to end up working out. So go for Protect. That is definitely one turn that's just going to end up, you know, burning one of his attacks, a Hydro Pump in this case, because he is in Torrent range, and it's going to hurt a lot. But as you can see, burn damage is going to bring him down to the point where I think he might die at the end of the turn after burn. So I try to go for the double, figure why the hell not. God, excuse me, I still have this cough. It will not go away. It's really light though, so I'm not too worried about it. Maybe it's just me like recovering from losing my voice at the concert, 'cause what a fucking concert. But if I got the double protect, I would have been able to take a hit from Sock as it came in. But because of that, he knows that he can just come in and just go for an attack. So that's kind of fine there. But I'm going to end up going for another protect to see what move he's going to go for if he ends up going for an Earthquake or whatever. But I figure I might as well just stall out another close combat. He's got plenty left, I think, so just going to take me out of the close combat. Now the thing is it's going to come down to whether or not he is Jolly Scarf or he is not Jolly Scarf. This showdown between Scarfers is going to happen now, and it turns out that he is not Jolly Scarfed. If he was Jolly Scarfed, he would have been able to outspeed me, punch the shit out of me, and probably take me out from that range. But he's not, and I am, so I end up winning out on that matchup, and I get to take him out with the Brave Bird. Now, that thing I said earlier about him being Sash, I know it, but even despite that, I'm still going to go for the Brave Bird to take him down to it, because my Ampharos is at full HP. I can take a hit from Kadabra. I just don't want him subbing on my potential switch, because that's a thing that they do sometimes, even if they're not Sash. I don't know at this point, but I figure I might as well stay in and go for Brave Bird, just in case he wants to be that guy. But it is 1 versus 1. As you can see, it is a 1 HP Kadabra versus a full HP Ampharos. Even a crit will not save him at this point, and it takes it very comfortably, and I'm just going to take him out with an HPS because I know Charge Beam can miss sometimes, and I just wouldn't want that to happen on the last turn. So 1 HP is enough for an HPS. Anyways, that was the game in the living room. It was fun. I really like that battle background. I haven't used it before, but I finally got the codes put in for it, and I was like, yeah, that shit's cool. But yeah, that's a game. I hope you guys enjoyed it though. It was a little bit of a longer one, but I do enjoy a longer game from time to time. So if you did too, you are definitely welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe. Just generally do your thing. I kind of want to talk about what was going on at the pre-release on Sunday and how this applies to you, because the pre-release stuff, I did get a lot of TCGO codes from people that don't play online. I was like, hey, those slips of paper that came in your booster packs, do you play online? No. Are you going to use them? No. Can I have them? Yes. So I ended up getting a lot of Plasma Storm codes from people, which is important because only Plasma Storm codes will unlock Plasma Storm boosters online. So I've got like 20 or so of those sitting, and I've got a couple of other codes just sitting here chilling. It's a stack probably around the, I kind of want to say the thickness of a 3DS, maybe a little under, but point being, I can do a pack opening video in the near future. And the thing I did want to talk about for those of you TCGO fans or TCG fans in general, I was going to try to keep it a secret, but I can't. Me and Heather pre-ordered a booster box, so we're actually going to go ahead and open all 36 of those packs in real life for you in front of the camera, and then we'll do a bonus TCG opening video for you online. So it'll be 36 packs plus 36 packs in person plus 36 codes plus the 22 that we have today plus however many are in the other stack that aren't Plasma Storm. So good things coming around the horizon for TCG fans is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, that's enough rambling out of me. I think that's all I really got to talk about. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.